Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from IBG models. It's an aircraft kit in 1/72 scale, and you can notice it's IAR 80 early version, and we have the name of this boxing as the Gazarin Storm 1941. So this is another version of this kit from the famous brand, and what I have here on the table, it's the final shape of this release. So we are going to be checking the kit as it is available on the official IBG models website, for example. The kit number is written there in that corner, 72564, and the box size, I would say, is standard for such type of the release from IBG. So here you can see comparison with my hand. We have really beautiful box art here. As you can see, we have two types of the aircraft depicted here actually, and on the side you'll find also some other kits from the same brand, so I reviewed them as well, so in case you're interested you can check them on the same YouTube channel which you are watching at the moment. We also have information about the manufacturer, and on the opposite side you'll find three marking options which are included here. We will talk more about them when we will be checking the assembly manual, because that's where they print the marking guide usually, and I guess this kit will not be an exclusion from that rule. So straight away I would like to start with the clear frame, so just give me a moment. Here it is, and as you can see, if I zoom in and place it here, you can notice that we have the classical, I would say, parts division. It means that we have the separate windscreen and separate main section. It will allow you to assemble the open cockpit, and in my opinion this is a very useful feature, because even in 1/72 scale IBG managed to get a lot of features inside aircraft of this size, so that's why you will be able to show some features in your model as well. And masks are not included here, so this is a bit of a shame, I would say, because well, the canopy styling is not that easy designed, I would say, so that's why it might take some time to get the proper paint finish. Next we continue with the first gray plastic sprue, so here I will zoom out and maybe also open the lenses so that you can see a bit more. It's a sprue B1, and here we have the fuselage parts. So, in case you've seen the previous review with 81, so here as you can see the fuselage is assembled out of three panels. We also have the tail surfaces molded separately, and of course the cooling section is molded separately, and all of those parts are actually for the engine. And I was mentioning already that it's really surprising that such detailed engine is included as the standard bonus, so you don't have to do anything, maybe also to install the P parts, and that's pretty much all. So I really like what is given here in the box, or out of the box if you prefer, and external features here are also nice looking. So if I zoom in closer so that you can see what I'm talking about, it's recessed panel lines and rivets. I think for this scale it's more than enough, and you can get a really nice result if you want to overdo the layers of primer and paint. I'm just looking what is inside, and as you can see here we have some cockpit features as well, so it's not just plain cockpit walls, and even though the assembled aircraft will not be large, we still get a lot of stuff for the interior. And of course we have the guiding elements, so do not worry, it will be easy to align all of these things, and I think the whole design is well thought through, so you won't encounter any possible issues. Next we continue with this sprue. It's a B2. Here we have more of a mix of various parts, because for example those parts, they will be used in order to hold both wing sides. We also have the frontal cooling section, exhaust for the engine, several types of the propeller hubs, one-piece propeller, also the wing edges here, the landing gear legs, the landing gear wheels, and all of these things are actually quite nice looking. As you can see, they're quite tiny in some cases, so be ready to work with tweezers as well, because otherwise I don't know how you will be getting them installed. But overall I like the quality, all parts look clear and crisp, so here I don't have anything to complain about, and it's visible that this kit was done with modern technology, so modern tech for the development as well as the modern tech for the molding, so that's why all of the parts are so nicely looking out of the box. And here you can check them also from the other side, so we have again all of the guiding pins in the necessary spots, so it's not something you should be worried about, and I think the whole assembly process should be quite fine as well because of such design. Next sprue is the sprue F, and here we have the panels for the wings. So overall design is somewhat classic, I would say, for this area of the aircraft. As you can see, it's top and bottom panels. And note that the top panel also features the wingtip and the wing mechanization as well. That's because those sections or those areas, they will serve as a guiding element or position element, so it will help you align these two panels together. I would say it's somewhat smart design, but well, some modelers might ask for the separately molded mechanization. I think in 1/72nd scale it's not so crucial or problematic, but maybe some modelers will still would like to highlight it. And of course the external features, they are very nice here. We have recessed panel lines and rivets, and they are not too deep, so just up to the scale. And last but not the least is this sprue E. So here I think we can zoom even more. So here it is interesting because we get the cooling panels here, and as you can see, they should be combined together. So basically the nose section should be assembled out of several panels. And again, the design is smart because you get to properly install them, and this also gives some variety between the versions as far as I can understand. Next we have the decals packed into the separate plastic bag. So the first one here has all of the necessary symbols for marking options which we saw on the box. As you can see, we even have the decals for the instrument panel. And it's printed in tech mode, so no worries about the quality. And another decal sheet is more dedicated to the stencils. So here we also have the full number registry. As I was saying in the previous videos, this is a very useful feature for those modelers who would like to depict a different aircraft from the one which is included in the marking. And also in the same plastic bag with the decals, we get the unpainted P thread. So this one is handy not only for the external things, but also for the interior. As you can see, for the engine and for the cockpit, we have the seat belts here. So all of these things should be installed, in my opinion. It might be a bit tricky, but I think the final result is worth a bit of work from your side. And next we also have the assembly manual. So here I will just close the lenses so that you won't be blinded by the white pages. So this is a color printed brochure. As you can see, we have short history note and also some safety advices. Next we continue with the parts map. So here manufacturer does not show which parts are unused, so pay attention to some of the different versions which are installed. Here we have the marking guide for the cockpit, engine and landing gear. And next we start the assembly. So everything begins with the cockpit, obviously, and straight away you will be working with the P parts there, so be ready and also plan in advance how you will be painting all of these things. Next we continue with the more of the cockpit parts going together, and then work on the fuselage walls or cockpit walls. Here is exactly what I was talking about. Those nose section panels, as you can see, they are assembled in certain sequence, and they're not glued here. They're actually installed here in the fuselage parts. Then we also have this special spar which is enclosed with the bottom panel, and this is very smart design because each panel basically locks the previous part. So I hope the fitment will be also quite alright, and it will mean that the design is actually working to make it easier, the whole assembly process. On the next page you can see the landing gear installation. Here we continue with the engine assembly. You can choose between open or closed canopy. Note that the coating is always closed, so for those modelers who would like to show the engine, well, you will have to think through how to modify the original plastic, because the kit out of the box does not offer this option, and the same can be said about the landing gear, by the way. Also here we have the P target side being installed, and also the air intake and how you can replicate the antenna on the aircraft. Here we continue with the stencils. There are even stencils for the tires, which is quite nice. Here we have some pictures which can be used as the reference. It's written here that it's inspiration, so up to you. The first marking option is from March 1941. And this is a classical camouflage with the yellow elements. And next one is quite interesting because here we have the February 1941 aircraft, and it comes in this white color, and I think it's quite unusual for this type of the fighter. And another one is from May 1941, so also worth checking out. And on the last page, you can see some other kits which I reviewed as well. So in case you are interested, you can check them as well. We get a small ad here for the accessories. These are 3D printed accessories, and they might be useful for the additional features in your model, but they will cost a bit extra. So for this whole kit, it should be already available. You can get it on official IBG website. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion. So write it here in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.